Paul Watson, finishing up with the flu. There's so many other facets to this. The good news is people aren't buying the fraud. The bad news is they admit that millions of people have taken the nasal live virus, one that can breed it, mutate it, and spread it. And now that's why 30+% of the public's infected with it, but not getting sick. Who knows what the virus is carrying? Because they've now proven there's all these subparticles and mycoplasms they can engineer into it. So I see a lot of different angles that are dangerous right there. And I also have reports here, swine flu cases overestimated. CBS News exclusive study of rate of results find H1N1 not as prevalent as feared. I told you this months ago with medical doctors. False reporting, hyping, lying about how dangerous it is. And it's not the flu pathogen. It's what else they're adding, folks. It's the vaccine that's bad. Also, Dell Children's Hospital tried to create the precedent of putting up these fear-mongering tents where thousands of hypochondriacs per day at the peak in Central Texas were flooding in demanding the vaccine. But now, I heard them on the news last night on KLBJ News, report that only 160-something, I forget the exact, 168, I think, but it was 160-something, are showing up a day. So they're shutting down their little FEMA tent camps. By the way, remind Douglas to go shoot that right now, videotape that before they shut it down, because I need to have that for stock footage to show this camp they set up over there. So they're failing there. This is some really good news, is it not, Paul Watson?
It's good news, yeah. And it shows why the establishment's having to get really desperate in convincing the idiot public in their eyes to take this shot. And as we've documented today, they're even going to the levels of implanting propaganda in prime-time network television shows. And that's not an invention of paranoid conspiracy theorists. It was admitted last week, and they bragged about it, that all this week, on the major network TV shows on ABC, Fox, CBS, NBC, that positive propaganda about Obama's healthcare agenda and his servitude agenda are going to be implanted into soap operas, dramas, comedies, directly sending out the message, the brainwashing that, the government's going to take care of us. Now we've got a story where an ABC show called Flash Forward has this piece where for a few seconds it cuts to a shot of a computer screen which shows a fake website with a big ad in the middle that says, "Time for your flu shot." And then on the right-hand side it says, "Take it now." And this is overlaid over the cleavage of a woman who sat there to make everybody look at it. And it's blatant propaganda in the middle of this ABC drama show to get people to take the swine flu shot, and it's desperation.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just, when I rarely watch TV, or my wife does when she's on the treadmill or whatever, she downloads stuff off iTunes, the TV. She says almost every show she watches is pro-euthanasia, pro-vaccine, pro-abortion. There's too many people. Babies have too big a carbon footprint. And then the government admits, oh, yes, the government's paying for all this on TV. Our tax money to produce these TV shows to brainwash people. We're going into total tyranny. Webster Tarpley's coming up. We'll talk about the Iran situation first and a lot more. Paul, stay there. I want you to do 5 minutes on that when we get back with Tarpley.
Are you concerned for the safety of your loved ones? Listen closely to this message from pepperspray.com. Every 22 seconds a violent crime is committed. America has changed, and your personal safety is your first priority. Be smart. Be safe. Trust pepper spray instead of your luck. Pepperspray.com is the only website you'll ever need for all of your non-lethal self-defense supplies. Pepperspray.com carries one of the largest assortments of pepper spray and personal safety products on the web. From big to small, we have it all. Pepper spray, mace, animal repellents, stun guns, and tasers. Pepperspray.com also carries a large assortment of products for personal, home, child, and pet safety. Enter SAFE in the coupon box and you'll receive a special discount off of your order. So what are you waiting for? Go to pepperspray.com. That's pepperspray.com or call 1-800-908-9988 today.
Point is, let us now go to Paul Watson. Paul, give us your quick take on what's happening in Iran. This is a bold move to publicly stage terror attacks all over Iran and publicly brag about it, while the West calls themselves peaceniks. The non-nuclear Iran is being set up here. If they defend themselves, they will tell the public that they've attacked us. They could show Brazil on the TV news and say it was Iran. People would believe it. What's happening?
Well, Alex, on Sunday there was a suicide bomb attack against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard at their headquarters in a place called Pishin, if I'm saying that right, which is near the border with Pakistan. And it was carried out, admittedly, they took the blame for it, by this Sunni terrorist group known as Jundullah, which was formerly headed by the alleged 9/11 mastermind, the patsy, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Now, the press reacted to this terrorist attack by kind of swinging between Iranian accusations and blanket denials on behalf of the US and Britain that it was a terrorist attack launched by the US and the British against the Iranians by proxy, because the Jundullah organization, admittedly, and this was reported by the London Telegraph, ABC News, amongst many others, in 2007, is armed and trained by the CIA and Mossad. It's not even up for debate, and that's what I found incredible about this, the reports about the accusations. It's not even up for debate, it's confirmed. This is a Al-Qaeda offshoot organization, or the CIA Arab Legion, as Webster calls it, and it's controlled by the CIA, and they're using it to destabilize the Iranian government by carrying out terrorist attacks against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
By the way, it is not just Times of London or ABC News that reported this in 2007. Cy Hirsch, Webster Tarpley, myself, countless others have reported this in 2003, 2004, 2005. In 2007, the WhiteHouse.gov, the White House website, put a press release out saying we're funding these four groups to stage attacks, and they didn't even debate that number 3 Al-Qaeda ran it. Al-Qaeda publicly works for our criminal government. I mean, it's just like the New York Times saying there's no mercury in the flu shot when all their inserts say it and FDA.gov says it. It's just a new level of lying. Final comments. We're going to Webster Tarpley.
Yeah, the other thing is that when members of this group were arrested by Pakistan last year and handed over to Iran, one of the top leaders of the Jundullah group admitted in court that they were being trained and armed by the US and Israel, and this was the brother of the leader of the group, Abdol Vahed, and his brother admitted that they were being trained by the US. It's admitted by the White House itself. It's been reported widely, and yet it's still debatable whether the US and Britain and Israel is behind this attack. They're obviously behind the attack. It took out one of the key men in the Iranian Revolutionary Guard who was instrumental in calming the tensions in that region. They targeted him for elimination, and he's dead. So there's no debate who's behind this, and it just goes.
And then meanwhile, they get up on the news and say Iran is running Al-Qaeda and Taliban, the Sunni group, the arch enemies of Shiite Iran. This is like saying the Dallas Cowboys are the Washington Redskins, or Superman is Lex Luthor. I mean, it's just, or Hitler is Franklin Roosevelt. I mean, it's a total flipping, and Iran is fighting Al-Qaeda, saying it's globalist run, U.S., British, Israeli run. It's on record. Tell folks the headline on the great article you wrote a few days ago so people can go read the details and see all those links.
The article is U.S. attacks Iran via CIA-funded Jundullah terror group.
All right, good job, Watson. Keep it up. Look forward to the launch of Follow the Republic at prisonplanet.tv that you're honchoing with Matt and Kevin and others here at the office in T-minus 44 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.